Turning now to a heartbreaking op-ed. A military mom speaking out about the dangers of high-potency medical marijuana, writing, quote, "There's nothing funny about today's marijuana. It killed my son."
That son, Andy Zorn, bravely completed 3 years of active duty in the Army's 82nd Airborne Division and a tour of duty in Iraq, but faced new struggles at home, and he eventually committed suicide. He said his marijuana addiction was to blame.
His mother, Sally Schindel, co-founder of momstrong.org, joins us now with more. Sally, thank you so much for joining us, for your son's service, for your courage. Tell us a little bit first about your son.
My son was a fun-loving guy. He seemed like a normal kid. Just did the normal things. No signs of trouble coming. But it was after his discharge from the Army, which, by the way, and this is important, he did not blame his addiction or his problems or his suicide on PTSD. As a matter of fact, he denied PTSD. He said that he had no symptoms of it. He experienced nothing that should have caused trauma, that should have caused that. He blamed it clearly on his marijuana use.
Sally, we're all deeply, deeply sorry for the loss of your son. This story is so tragic and so horrifying to us. You have made the distinction, though, in your op-ed of the marijuana that people think of when they think of years ago and the high-potency marijuana that's being used today. Can you talk a little bit about that really important distinction?
I certainly can. Today, what was once a plant, a natural plant, is now extracted and it's concentrated and it's made into substances that are used in very different ways. I had a dispensary manager tell me one day that he very proudly shows me a little tiny vial, and he says, "This little teeny tiny thing here is the equivalent of 10 joints." And we're very proud to provide that to our patients who are so sick that they need something like that. I don't understand that science. It scares me.
Well, Sally, you mentioned the science. Let's just show you some of what the study found, and that is the smoking high-potency marijuana daily. It says it increases chances of developing psychosis by nearly 5 times. You see it there. Is this something that we're really on the front end, Sally, that parents all across the country really need to get into?
Parents absolutely need to know this, and that's not new science. Some of the newer studies are showing that, but they're based on, some of those studies are based over a number of years when the potency was not as high as today. I can just imagine, I mean, it's terrible to imagine what they may look like in another few years when there's more use of the high potency products. The increase of psychosis 5 times, the increase of suicide is 7 times. And those are studies by peer-reviewed journals like the Lancet Psychiatry. It's reliable science.
Sally,
we need to be listening.
Your son left a message behind saying, "I want to die. My soul is already dead. Marijuana killed my soul and ruined my brain." What's your message to those who earnestly believe that more marijuana use should be legalized or decriminalized?
Well, marijuana pretty much is decriminalized. It's not like it was in the past where there were a lot of criminals going to prison. There are very few people in prison for simple marijuana possession. My advice to everybody is slow down, slow down, slow down. We're going much, much too fast with this, with something that we can see the dangers, we can see the risks, we can see the science. The NAS, National Association, I can't remember what it is, but they reviewed over 25,000 studies. We have science. We know we have a dangerous drug that we're working with. And unfortunately, we have an industry making a lot of money and creating jobs, and legislators like it, and media likes it. It's, the good side of it is creating commerce, but unfortunately that commerce is it's an addiction-based industry. That commerce is only successful when a lot of addiction is created. We've seen this. We know this from alcohol, from tobacco. We know this. To be doing it with another drug,
and Sally, thank you for bringing it to our attention. It's momstrong.com. They can learn more. Is that correct?
No, momstrong.org.
Sorry.
And
Momstrong.org.
Many studies. You don't hear many victims like me speaking out because this is difficult. That article that you referred to, I looked at their Facebook page.
Yep.
There are over 500 reactions on there, and 333 of those are laughing faces.
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you so much, Sally, for sharing
bet.
your story.
And God bless your son,
It
Andy.
makes all the difference for people
Thank
like you who have suffered through these experiences to share your stories on these important issues. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.